Hey, yo, what it do, man? This is Mishon, and right now you're tuned in to The Biz with D.
All right, everybody. Thank you for all tuning in to The Biz with D right now. We have Mishon on the line. He is an incredible singer-songwriter, dancer, actor. I mean, he has, like, surpassed the triple threat bar. That's, like, what, quadruple? And he's on the line with us right now. How you doing?
I'm great, man. How's it going?
Great. We appreciate you for coming on the show. Thank you so much.
I appreciate y'all having me, man.
Anytime. So just real quick, tell the listeners a little bit about yourself before we just jump right into this interview.
If you don't know me, you might know me from a TV show called Lincoln Heights that I did for 4 seasons. Played on ABC Family. My character's name was Taylor Sutton. I had a few singles out, one called Excuse Me Mama that came out a while back. It got a lot of buzz, virally and everything. There was a lot of controversy, between who was it, me or Chris Brown. So I did the video with Keke Palmer. You probably know me from that. I had a single called Just a Kiss. And I had a single called Turn It Up with Roscoe Dash. And just a lot of other stuff, a lot of music and acting in between. And I just dropped my mixtape, free album called The Gift. That's what I'm working on right now. Besides that, I'm in North Carolina right now filming a movie called Frat Brothers.
Okay.
So, in a nutshell.
That's what's up. And let me tell you, we definitely love the new mixtape. And you released it on Valentine's Day. Can we kind of talk about the concept behind the mixtape before we talk about anything else? Because we're dying to talk about it.
Honestly, the concept behind The Gift, we're going through a few names, and The Gift, it just resonated with me. And I didn't really realize why until a little while later. And I just kind of figured, while we were coming up with the concepts for the tape, and we were just creating, that it was really, just a point of view, from who I am, my life, the way I see my world, and, I wanted it to be the gift in the least narcissistic way to, just people in general, of how I view the world, and that was my gift on Valentine's Day.
Now, how has the fans' response overall been to the mixtape?
Oh, the response has been incredible. Like, I'm really excited. Like, I got a response to this like nothing I've ever got before. And people are really, like, I notice now, just from being a songwriter and growing as a producer and growing as just a creator of my own work, like, people really appreciate the things that are not fabricated. Everything that you hear on The Gift is a part of my real life. It's a story that I took out of, memory, and I turned into words, and I turned into melody, and I put music to it. So, and people really, it resonates on a deeper level, and I'm old enough now to understand how to convey my feelings and my emotions, and how to use my words, so that people could clearly understand what I'm trying to say. And that's definitely what you're going to get on The Gift.
Definitely. And you mentioned the fact of not having anything on the project that's fabricated, and I feel like nowadays with other people's projects, just wanted to get your opinion on it. What do you think about the artists that really fabricate and just put out foolishness, I guess I should say?
Bullshit. I think artists that I wouldn't say a lot of the stuff they put out is bullshit, because some stuff lasts, but I think the music that lasts is generally, the music that comes from real life. Like, why write about anything else besides something you've gone through? Because 9 times out of 10, somebody else has gone through it, you know what I mean? And, you're going to be able to sing those songs 10, 20, 30 years from now, because people are, forever going to be going through certain situations. Like the song I have called Mirage. Basically, it was a story about, a girl that I was messing with that I never really had deeper feelings for, on a deeper level, and she had those feelings and I couldn't return them, and it just became something that, just like a fantasy of hers that, I could never really put together. And so, you know, it's kind of one of those stories to where I kind of broke the girl's heart, but I had to let her know what it was. And that's had a huge response, you know, from females after I released the gift. So, you know, I'm just writing my life, man. Write your life.
So now, was Mirage like inspired by a true life experience in life that you had?
Oh yeah, of course. Like I said, all of the songs on the tape are inspired by real life. All the songs on the gift are inspired by something I've gone through.
That's dope. Now, you have another joint on there that has to be my favorite, and it will be Over Time. Can you kind of tell the listeners who have not downloaded the mixtape, which they need to do right now? It's available on livemixtape.com.
Yeah.
Tell us about that song, Over Time.
I mean, Over Time is basically my it's a song that shows my appreciation for the women that are out there going overtime to get what it is that they really want, and setting their standards and setting their bars to get what they want. You know what I mean? I've learned that a lot of times when people feel like they need something, they'll settle. But when people have a goal and it's something that they know that they want, they'll set their standards for that, and they'll, you know, build everything else around that. And so that was kind of like me showing my appreciation to those females that go out there and go overtime for what it is that they want.
And what I think is very unique about this mixtape, and it's actually with a lot of your projects, what you do is you produce. And
yeah.
How did you get into producing?
You know what? It was, I really couldn't tell you. It's just something that came about. Me doing music, being around, you know, different producers like, you know, Sean Garrett and Polo Adon, and, you know, that's just to name a couple, just being around producers in general. People constantly feeding me knowledge and information, not just feeding it to me, but, you know, it's just like music is my passion. And so I always want to learn more. I never feel like I know enough. So, you know, I just ended up, you know, getting a computer and ended up messing around with GarageBand at the start. And it just turned into me creating my music how I hear it in my head, how I know I want my music to sound. And, you know, now you have Overtime. Now you have, you know, songs like Be That I produced on my tape. So it's a really dope thing for me, and it'll never stop. I'll continue to produce, and, you know, hopefully in the future I get to produce for other people. But, you know, you get to hear what I do on the.
So who are some of your musical influences?
Musical influences mainly would have to be MJ. Just honestly, just music. I love all types of music, all types of artists. So it's really hard to put my finger on like the main people outside of, you know, MJ or Usher, you know, because that's who I always thought I was growing up. But just music in general. I just love music. I listen to rock music. I listen to country music, alternative. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you look at my iPod, it's a lot going on.
I know the feeling, because mine has like a mix of some country on there. And I'm a pop artist, so of course I got my pop and I got a mix of everything. So I definitely
yeah, man. What's so great about music is like different genres. They give you different things. You might, you know, a country song might say the same message in it might hit you a different way. You know what I mean? It might resonate differently with people. So I like to just listen to everything and just feel the music and understand how people are, you know, affecting people's lives. You know, because music affects people's lives. That's the power of music.
Absolutely. So let's kind of talk about Turn It Up, the single that you had with Roscoe Dash, and how all that came about. Because, I mean, Roscoe's a friend to the show, cool dude, phenomenal record. How did that all come about?
Man, you know what? I did this song. Turn It Up was one of the first songs that I got to produce on. I co-produced that and wrote it back in 2010. And, you know, it was like I wanted to get somebody on it, and, you know, it came down to the final decision. I was like, yo, I want to get my boy Roscoe on it. Shot it to him, he shot it back to me, and, you know, it was history from there. It was turned up, and we were on the road doing shows and turned it up with people all around the country, you know what I mean? And it was the perfect match. You know, he had the song all the way turned up. I had turned it up, and, you know, it was just a dope match.
Let's talk about the acting experience that you have had. Most popularly, Lincoln Heights. How did you get casted?
How did I get casted for Lincoln Heights? Well, honestly, Lincoln Heights was one of my first jobs that I booked as an actor. I kind of jumped head first into it when I was 12. And it's, you know, it was kind of like, I don't really know what I want. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I know I really want to try this out. I know I want to do this. And it turned into, you know, me being on the show. And I couldn't tell you how many auditions I did to end up on the show. Maybe like somewhere around like 7 or 8 before they made the final decision that I was on the show, you know. That was even before it got picked up. That was like for the pilot. You know, did the pilot, the show got picked up, and, you know, I did 4 seasons. And the most incredible part about being on that show was just being around, you know, people that really do this and that have been doing this, and just being so young and soaking up knowledge and constantly growing with it, and constantly, you know, want to be better every day. And that's the same experience I'm experiencing right now up here in North Carolina, filming the Frat Brothers movie. I'm shooting it with Darren Henson. A lot of you probably know him from like Soul Food and Stomp the Yard too, you know, and Romeo Miller. And we're all up here shooting this movie, and it's just a great experience, and I get to be around these people that do this all the time, and I'm really falling in love and understanding, you know, the artistry, and really peeping how to take it to the next level, how to keep taking those steps to where, you know, you get to the point where it feels magical, you know what I mean? And that's the greatest part that I get from, you know, the whole acting experience, you know, from me being 12, being on the show back then, all the way up until now. I just turned 20. I turned 20 on February 3rd, man.
Oh, wow.
I'm growing up.
You're only just a couple months and some odd days older than me. I'm April 27th. I'll be 20 soon.
Oh, okay.
Looks like we have a fan question. So one of your fans wanted to know, we also know that you're inspired by Jodeci. What's your favorite Jodeci song?
My favorite Jodeci song? Favorite Jodeci song would have to be Forever My Lady. Forever My Lady is probably my favorite Jodeci. But, you know, just because, one, it's a classic. 2, I was probably, you know, created off of that song. So that's probably why it just hits me, you know. And, you know, it's just one of those songs that's just so passionate. And Jodeci is one of those groups, those timeless groups, where every time, you know, Casey, JoJo, whoever opens their mouth, it's just like you feel the words from their soul. You feel exactly what they're saying. And it's like, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So, yeah, one of my favorite songs.
Now, I'll tell you what I was thinking as you, as I was just reading that question, because I didn't know that some of you, part of your visual influences was Jodeci. And I was thinking to myself, wouldn't it be great if he opened for them? Because they like to do shows every now and then. I think it'd be pretty dope. Would you be like down if they said, we need you to do a show with us?
You know what? I would be down to show up with Jodeci, you know, because they're like, you know, some of those people who basically set the path, you know, for somebody like me to come along, you know, and do my thing and take over and sing my words from my soul, you know what I mean? So I would definitely be all the way down to show up.
Okay. So let's continue to kind of keep talking about performances. Now I want to know about, actually I know about some of your experiences with performing. You opened for Day 26, Mario, Bow Wow, Trey Songz, T-Pain, all phenomenal artists, especially live performances.
Yeah.
How does it make you feel that you had that opportunity to perform with them?
It makes me feel like I can't wait until the day where I'm seeing an incredible artist open up for me. You know what I mean? Because I get to go, like, those experiences were like, you know, especially me first starting out, it's like I'm coming out and performing. You know, some of my fans are there too, but those people are there for them. So I get to display my talent for them, you know what I mean, and create more fans for myself and really show, you know, these people who might be a T-Pain fan or a Bow Wow fan or a Trey Songz fan, you know, what I can do. You know what I mean? And that that was really a dope experience for them to just accept me like that. You know what I mean? Every time I got on the stage, you know, every time I got off the stage, Trey would, you know, like, give me kudos and dap me, you know, be like, you know, you're next. You got it. You got it. And that's big to me, you know what I mean? For somebody who's probably been through more than me and, you know, is at a position, success-wise, you know, where I'd want to be. That's the dopest part about it to me.
What kind of things can people expect from when they go to see one of your shows?
Man, you're going to expect energy, for one. You're going to expect a lot of love from me. I show my fans love. I show my fans a lot of love. I run into the crowd a lot of times. I haven't crowd surfed yet, but I think, you know, that might be something that's coming up really, really soon. I've been itching to do that. I run in the crowd. I have fun. I talk to people. And, you know, we make it real personable, and we turn up at the same time. That's how I like it. I like to be personable, and I like to turn up.
So we got a couple of our favorite questions that we like to ask our guests before we let you go. And the first question is, artists, as a person in the entertainment industry, artists, models, dancers, we need that one thing, and that can be a manager, a publisher. What is the one thing that Mishon needs in order to be successful?
That I need?
Mm-hmm.
As far as what exactly?
It can be a team, it can be fans, it can be just space, anything.
You know what? There are a lot of factors that go into it. I heard you say team and I heard you say fans, and those are really two things that you can't do without. You know what I mean? Like, if I didn't have my team that was there to motivate me and, you know, help me do things and, you know, put the tools in my hands and help me, you know, do certain things on a daily basis, sometimes I really wouldn't want to do it, or I really wouldn't know to do it. You know what I mean? And if I didn't have the fans, then, you know, it's really hard to find anything, you know, to work for, you know. So I feel like they go hand in hand, especially with that. But if there was anything on a general scope of things, I would say I really couldn't do without. I guess I couldn't do it without my computer, maybe. Because when I make music, sometimes I like to just get in my zone, and I like to zone out and get to myself. So if I didn't have my own, like, personal space to do things sometimes, then it would probably be hard for me to create and you know, be me sometimes.
That's what's up. I can dig that. I know I'll probably go crazy without mine. So, your fashion style, what are 3 words to describe it, and why?
3 words to describe what? I'm sorry, repeat the question.
Your fashion style.
My fashion style. 3 words to describe it. I'm kind of obsessed with rags. I don't know if there's a word to describe that. So I guess one word would be, you know what? Better yet, let me give you 3 words. Okay. Vintage, innovative, other word for it. Let me just say international.
Now, those are 3 different words that I've heard. That's what everybody say. Preppy, sassy, classy, but you just said 3 different ones right there.
Yeah. Vintage, innovative, international.
And what is the craziest thing that a fan has done to get your attention?
The craziest thing a fan has done to get my attention.
Good.
Get my phone number. Like, that's the craziest thing. And how do you get my phone number? And it's like, you know, I get a call from, you know, maybe like this is why I don't answer unknown or black number anymore. I get a call from like a black number, and I answer, and I'll be like, a lot of air, and I'll be like, hello, and it'll be air, and I'll be like, hello, you know, and then somebody will be like, oh, hello, and they'll be like, oh, is this such and such? And I'll be like, no, this is not them. You know, they'll say like, you know, whoever, another name. I'll be like, nah, I'm sorry, you got the wrong number. They'll be like, oh, okay. Well, who is this? And that's when I know they got me. I'll be like, what do you mean, who's this? You don't call a stranger's phone and ask, who are they? And then I'll be like, what? And they'll be like, you know, is this Mishon? And I'll be like, no, who is this? And they'll be like, oh, okay. And then they'll just try to extend the conversation because they know it's me. But, you know, that's the weirdest thing to get my attention. This happens so many times.
Oh, my goodness. That's crazy. I can only imagine.
Yeah.
But, Mishon, we thank you so much for coming on this show. Any projects that we didn't touch on that you have in the works that you want to discuss real quick?
Man, the only projects we need to talk about right now is The Gift. You know what I mean? Go get that at livemixtapes.com. This movie that I'm working on right now is called Frat Brothers. Like I said, me, Darren Hinson, Romeo Miller, you know, a host of other, you know, incredible cast members. It's going to be out this year. You know, it's going to be an incredible movie, so be looking out for that. Yeah, like I said, The Gift, you know, Dynasty Records, Columbia, Sony. You know, this is the takeover. I'm planning to take over this year, so just be on the lookout for that, man.
That's what's up. And what are the where can people find you as far as social media is concerned?
Hit me on Twitter at Mishon, it's Mishon, and then hit me on YouTube. It's Mishon TV.
We're definitely following you on Twitter, so definitely hit me back with a follow. It's Mr. D Rockstar. But I'll definitely tweet you so that you'll know it's me.
For sure. You got it, man. I appreciate your help.
All right. Not a problem. You have a good night.
You too, man. In a minute.
All right.